Guys, how you doing? It's Henry at Mowers and Blowers. Good morning. It's a overcast sky kind of day, kind of chilly actually. And last night I got a text message from my friend over at We Mow How You Like It. Go check out his Instagram. Anyway, years ago I actually sold him a Toro Pro Line walk behind commercial landscaping mower. And we've kept in touch over the years. You know, he's had some equipment here and there that he gets a hold of and he doesn't have time to fix whatever, and so he gives it to me. Well, last night he told me that his friend has a Noma big snowblower, you know, kind of like a Craftsman. It's orange. He says that the drivetrain is locked up, so the wheels don't move, but the engine runs good. And it's got to be like a 8, 9 or something horsepower Tecumseh Snow King engine, you know, which is always great. And the thing looks like it's in great shape. So I'm off to Lake Ronkonkoma to go and pick it up for free. That's right, free. Okay, fellas, it's been about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, something like that. And I think this is the house. Oh, there it is. See it? I'm gonna back into it. Okay, I'm backed up into it. I don't know if anybody's home, but guy just said to take it. So there it is. It's Noma Performance Free Flow. Looks like 24, right? Oh, it's a 9 horsepower, like I said, and it's a 27. That's pretty good. It's got a halogen light on it. Shoot tilt control. Okay, it kind of works. Yeah, it does work. Needs a little bit of lubrication for the chute. Here's the transmission shifting gears. Forward. Oh, it's like free flowing. It seems to move okay. This seems to be good too. This seems to be good. And as you can see, there's a tag here. What does that mean? It means that this thing is regularly serviced. So this is a Tecumseh Snow King, 9 horsepower. That's a good engine. It's got a fuel shut off, electric start. It's got gas in it. Check the Earl. Good Earl. Nice machine. Good tires. Good body. They obviously kept this in the garage. Good shape. A gearbox. Scraper bars, looks okay. Side snowshoes look pretty good too. Obviously you know that this is regularly serviced. You can tell, hasn't been really used all too much. If you look at the muffler, there's not a lot of exhaust residue around the opening. So it looks like it's in great shape. He said that it was locked up, so it doesn't move. I didn't bring my tripod, so I'm just using my phone. Hey, it rolls! What the hell? Oh, it doesn't go forward. But that's pretty good that it rolls, which means it's the disc, the friction disc. All right, well, anyway, I'm going to get the ramps down and try to pull it up without having to take the, if the wheels were locked up, I was gonna take this nut, this bolt out so it freewheels, but it looks like it rolls backwards. I'm gonna pull it up backwards anyway. So pretty easy. I was expecting the wheels to be completely locked up, but as you saw, it does kind of roll. You get to a point where it does slow down and stop, but for the most part, you can move it. I'm thinking it's the friction disc contact with the wheel where it has the rubber lining around it. That I just fixed last winter. I did it for a neighbor, and it's kind of a pain, but it's not really that bad. The engine runs, that's a big part of it, and also the auger gearbox. If that's all good, then that's good. But I'm hoping that it's something so simple as that. We'll go home now and check it out, and we'll put it on its service position, open the plate on the bottom, and just check it out, because I'm curious no matter what. Even if I don't fix it today, I'd like to know what it is. So 25 more minutes, and we'll be back home. We'll unload it in the driveway and then see what we get. Okay guys, I'm home. 25 minutes. It was great because we beat the rain. Thought it was gonna rain. Hopefully I'm gonna be able to just roll it down, because it does roll. Okay, I pumped up that tire lickety split with that one of my review things, and right now I really can't tell you what's wrong with it. I don't really think there is, but let's try the drive and the auger and see if everything works. They said the engine works, right? There's gas in it. You check the oil, it's good. Couple of primes, it's on choke, and also throttle's high. Here we go. Doesn't seem to have any spark, maybe? Oh, maybe this shut off. Maybe that's it? Trickle, 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 trickling? Maybe? I think if you do that, it's closed. It's like that, it's on. I don't feel anything now. If you do this, then I feel like there's something. Let's try the electric start.
Try the electric start, maybe that'll help. Okay, here we go. Spark. It is on. He is in here. He's on choke. I don't feel like there's getting the gas. Let's see about spark.
Looks like a new plug. Looks very clean. Maybe a little rust. Don't want nothing to get into there. Spark plug looks good. See if we get any spark. That just sprayed into my face. See if there's any spark there. I don't see any spark, do you? Any spark? So I did feel a jolt, but I didn't see any spark. So maybe the spark plug's bad. So I'm swapping it with this one. It's the same 1/2 inch that goes in. It's a little bit bigger, but it's the kind that goes on here, sort of. Let's see if we have spark now from this newer spark plug. We got spark now, see? So when I usually say it's never the spark plug, looks like this time it is the spark plug. Oh man. All the people that you hear on those forums and people talk about, well, I changed the spark plug. Honestly, it's like 5%. 95% of the time it's not the spark plug. Very seldom do I ever have to change a spark plug. But look, now we just changed the spark plug. It looks like we're getting spark, so I don't know if we're getting gas, but let's see if it starts. Nothing. Spray something in there, huh? I have opened up the choke and I'm going to take this ether. I'm going to try to squeeze the straw into the carb. Oh, shoot. That wasn't it. Into the mouth of the carburetor. You can hear by the sound that that's right. So it's getting fuel. We have spark. Let's see. Now, isn't that strange, huh? Usually you have fuel. We shot it in there, intake manifold. We have spark, right? It's not igniting because no compression, right? That's usually the case. I don't understand why. It feels pretty good. I just took the spark plug out again just to check. I sprayed some ether into the hole, spark plug hole. All right, well there it goes. So it's not getting any gas, huh? Looks like we might have to take the heater box off. Okay, so this carburetor is the kind that has the fuel adjustment screw on the very bottom. The older Tecumseh carburetors, it also has a little push button where you push it and it drains whatever's in the carburetor bowl. And I pushed it and there was hardly anything that came out. What did come out doesn't smell like gas. It smells like water. Maybe that gas tank is filled with water. Let me drain the gas tank and see what it is. Obviously, this is not going to be one of those short videos where I go pick up something and I go pick up something and that's it. You know, I don't do anything about it. I merge it into another video, but this looks like one of those videos where it's a complete all-in-one video. Picking it up, and this is the hose is broken. All right, looks like gas. It look like gas? Looks like gas. And obviously the fuel shutoff is vertical for it to be open. All right, and then I'm going to turn it to see if it shuts off. And it does shut off, okay? And it looks like it's good gas with maybe a drop of water, a little bit of water, not really a lot. So, carburetor's filled with water. We're gonna have to take that heater box off and check out the carburetor. So it's very interesting. I took off the heater box, removed the carburetor from the intake manifold. It's the easiest way to remove. Took the bolts out of here. I plan on replacing the carburetor because, as you guys can see, this carburetor is dusty. Why is the float look like that? Like it's compacted? I'll tell you why. In the winter, it could get very cold here in New York. And when you have either water or fuel, or a combination of both, filling this bowl, when winter comes, it freezes and it pushes in this bowl. And look at all the corrosion and rust. This was definitely not going to work because when I took the bowl off, the needle was stuck in there, so it wasn't getting any fuel, you know. Here's the bowl. It's full of water. When I poured it out, it was just water. So it was water. It froze in the wintertime. Squeezed the bowl like this. Completely rusted and corroded this carburetor. So I'm going to replace this carburetor. And I'm also going to replace the fuel line, because when I removed the fuel line on that other side, it broke. It's very brittle and stuff. It's a pain in the butt to change the fuel lines on these snowblowers, because it has to go exactly perfectly through the engine block to the other side. And so I'm going to kind of try to attach the new fuel line to this one, right? And then pull on that side to pull the new fuel line through. You following? I'm going to try to do that. I haven't done that before. So that's it. I'm going to get a new carburetor, and then we'll change the fuel line first. Of course, it started raining, so now I've brought it back in here to the garage. It's hardly any room to work now. I'm having a dickens of a time trying to get that new hose through the engine block. It didn't work the way I wanted it to. So I might have to take the recoil starter off just to see what the hell I'm doing over there. So I'm going to go and charge my phone while I do that. And hopefully when we come out again, I would have had the fuel line through the engine. So while I was charging my phone, I went ahead and swapped out the carburetor. I had a brand new carburetor from my friends over at hipastore.com. It's the regular 8 horsepower and up Tecumseh replacement carburetor. Looks just like this yucky one, except it doesn't have the fuel mixture screw on the bottom. That thing right there. It's just a fixed jet, you know. So I had to take off the front bracket here, where the knob clicks this thing here. And you have to take that off of this and put it onto that. You had to, it's easier when you take off the intake manifold to get these screws on, this part. So, oh, I gotta take this part off too. This is the bracket that holds the heater box. So you gotta take off this and put it on that. Replacing the fuel line on one of these snowblowers is a complete nightmare. If you're not able to attach the new fuel line onto the old fuel line and pull it from that side into there, which it didn't work for me because I just put duct tape around it, and when I pulled it, just pulled out. It's rubber, doesn't really stick well. Not to mention it's raining, so it was wet, wouldn't stick. So I had no choice. I had to take the front recoil starter. I didn't take it all the way off, but I took off all the bolts and just let it move like an inch that way. If you let it move an inch that way, you'll have plenty of room to shove the line in all the way to the other side. I had to remove the gas tank also to, you know, see what I was doing, right? Then connected it onto the fuel shutoff, and then that was good. So, fuel line was replaced. We checked the gas. There's no water in the gas tank. Carburetor's clean. It's a brand new carburetor. I'm going to take this bracket. We'll put it on here, and then we'll start it up and see if it works. Of course, it's starting to rain again. Just figure I'd do this in front of you guys so you can see. These are 1/4 inch screws for this bracket. Gotta be careful. Sometimes the aftermarket carburetors, they don't drill out the holes right, so it doesn't really fit, but this seems like it's fine. So far, so good. Before this, I'm 100% success on HipaStore.com carburetors. So far, everything they've sent me has worked. Not one error or fault. So I highly recommend Hipa. And not just because they give me free parts. Hey, if the parts suck, I would tell you they suck. You know what I mean? But it seems to be good. So here we go. Do I need to put the thing on for the kill? I just won't have a kill, that's all. Alright, we won't worry about that right now. Throttle up, choke. I'm going to release the hounds, meaning I'm going to let the gas flow. So I'm a little worried about the fuel line. When the fuel line comes out to the fuel shutoff, it goes down like 2 inches. And then the fuel line goes up through the engine. So unless you have a lot of gas, the pressure of pushing the gas through. Let's see if it primes. Yes, it is getting fuel and it is priming. All right, let's see if this baby starts, eh? Eh? All right, so that's on choke. Pull it again. I put it in the middle now. Let's see if it goes forward and backwards. Carburetor works great. Throttle, when you put it all the way up, it's really high, you know, so I want to kind of lower it in just a little bit. Well, the whole reason why we got this was because the drive had some problems. As you guys saw, it goes forward and backwards at all speeds with no problem. Yes, the carburetor was corroded and filled with water. Maybe they think that's the reason why it didn't work, whatever. It was just a carburetor replacement. This thing seems to work just fine. So there is something wrong with the drive. Just now when I made the turn, it no longer reacted to the drive lever, so it doesn't move anymore. But I'm going to continue this on another day. But today we swapped out the carburetor, tested the fuel, got a new fuel line through there. Engine runs great. But the whole reason why the guy threw it away was the drive, which we haven't addressed yet. But we had to get this thing at least tested and running before we could see what was wrong with the drive. But thanks a lot for joining me on today's pick and really fast carburetor replacement from my friends over at hipastore.com. We'll see you guys next time. Wait a minute! When I pushed it into the garage, I was turning it, and I realized that it was not locking. In other words, the differential looked like this was rolling forward, the rear one was turning backwards when you were turning it. And I looked closely, and this is missing the linchpin. Well, that's the reason why the wheels don't move, is because the linchpin is missing from this wheel. If I put a pin through there, maybe it'll work after all, and that there's nothing actually wrong with this snowblower today, other than the fact that the carburetor was trashed. New carburetor, got it running well. Maybe that's the entire problem with this snowblower. Not a big deal at all. So I'm gonna find a bolt. I don't have a linchpin, but I'll find a bolt that goes through that hole, and then we'll test it real quick again and see if it the drive works. Okay, I put the heater box back. I put a pin through the axle. Let's test the electric start. Okay, so there is something wrong with the drive system. We'll see you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers. We'll check it out on the next episode.
The UPS guy screwed this up. I'm gonna see you guys next time on Mowers.